The Immortal, John Hancock here. Today I got a great collector video talking about Sega Master System. I'm a huge Sega Master System collector, been collecting it a long time. Going back to the mid-90s where I saw a Sega Master System on clearance at a Toy Liquidators and decided to finally pick one up. And so today I'm going to talk about the Bold and Blue Label variation set. And this is really hard to complete. I want to showcase this video. I don't believe there's another one on YouTube showing all the variations, and so I'd like to showcase that in one video, explaining what to look for and to talk about this rare subset of US Master System collecting. Let's check it out together. So here's a shot of all the 14 they're all spined out. And one thing you want to notice is that some of them don't have the R next to the Sega logo, and so I want to point those out because if you're hunting, you'll see a lot of games just like this. You won't see the cover art. So your Double Dragon here, Double Dragon doesn't have the registered trademark by the Sega logo. It's important to know. Other ones that don't have that, the Reggie Jackson's Baseball, Slapshot, California Games, Alex Kidd in Shinobi World, which there's only one version of that, Black Belt, Enduro Racer, Ghostbusters, Outrun, and Rambo First Blood Part 2. Just wanted to showcase that slight hint that might help some other collectors out there locate these. I know they're out there, just they're pretty tough to find. So here we go. Here's the set of the 14 games that I consider a subset of the US Master System library. Now, a lot of these are really hard to get, and let me get into detail about what I'm talking about. So we'll start here with, we'll go ahead and start with Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. Now, this game was only released like this, and it does have a blue cart, and I'll show what I'm talking about. If you open it up, it'll have a blue label. That's what I'm talking about with blue label. And some of these carts have blue labels and other ones are just bold, and I'll go into detail about that. And so if you look here at the manual, the other thing to notice is that many of these games were released, they have a copyright 1990 on the manual. And so again, Alex Kidd in Shinobi World was only released this way. Okay? However, Alex Kidd in Miracle World was released differently. This is a re-release. This is one of the last re-releases that Sega did for the Master System, and this is only in the United States. So if you open this up, the label looks, the manual looks totally different. This is not a blue label. However, it has a bold title, a font on the spine here. And if you pull out the manual, there it is, 1990. That's for the correct manual. You need to have that. Now there's 14 in the set. There's Alex Kidd, Shinobi World, Alex Kidd in Miracle World, Black Belt. This is again a re-release. This is a non-blue cart, non-blue labeled cart. You have Enduro Racer. This one's pretty tough to get. Again, this one is blue. It's a blue cart. Ghostbusters, which was my last one to get. Again, my manual's a little beat up. Blue cart. Outrun, which is another hard one to get. I got this a long time ago. I'm very thankful. Again, this is a blue cart. Rambo's a blue cart. I am missing the manual for this. Very, very tough to get. This is one of the hardest ones to get. But that is the box for the US one. I am missing the manual for that. Double Dragon, another hard one to get. Again, very interesting about Double Dragon. And you notice here on the Sega spine, it's missing the copyright. That's the one thing to notice on this Double Dragon, kind of a little secret. Check all the Master System games in your area. Again, Double Dragon, very nice shape. Choplifter. Now this one, kind of a funny story with this one. I think a buddy of mine had this a long time ago, and I tried to get it from him back, but he had already traded it. So I was kind of bummed. Anyways, this is Choplifter. Again, it's not a blue cart, but if you look at the label, the manual, 1990. Again, these are re-releases. And one thing to notice about the paper that they use for the artwork, it's very flimsy. Breaks easily. Another really hard one to get is Fantasy Zone. And yes, it's, you know, bold font. It is a blue cart. Very cool. Again, I love collecting these variations. They're so hard to get. Now, there was a couple games that were only released as a blue cart. This is not one of them. Reggie Jackson's Baseball. I think there's some codes. That's kind of cool. Someone wrote down some a note in here from the game. It's pretty cool. Reggie Jackson was released both as a blue and a maroon. Again, going back to that 1990 label, 1990 copyright, sorry. Slapshot. Now, Slapshot's an example of a game that was only released as a blue cart. It's in good shape. California Games. California Games. Very cool. And this last one is, yeah, Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star was re-released with a bigger bold font, and again has that kind of the cheaper cost reduced paper with the 1990 copyright. I do consider these a subset. Let me show you some other differences between them and some of the previous released games in the US. Right, in this part of the video I wanted to show you the differences between the cover art between many of the titles and the original releases. So here's a good example. This is the original release of Choplifter, and what a great game too, by the way. And if you look here, the back of the manual, there's not a 1990 on it. It's different. And original one came with a game catalog. I don't know if the re-release came with one, but that's Choplifter. And then versus the difference between this is the bold that I'm talking about. The one on the left is the re-release. And again, these came out late in the life of the Master System. 1990, I do believe, was the final releases for the system. So, Fantasy Zone. Here's an example. Big difference there. Enduro Racer. Now, the other thing you want to notice. So here's the bold, and here's the original release. Let's look at the copyright here. I mean, not the copyright, the Sega logo. The Sega logo, at least on this one, the Sega logo is bigger. It is lighter, a little bit lighter in color, and again, doesn't have the registered trademark, the R. It's just Sega. Very cool. Black Belt. Alex Kidd and Miracle World. This one was pretty hard to track down too. Rambo. Rambo's got some interesting differences on the cover here. You have the Sega logo above the Rambo. And yeah, it's very, very hard to get. Again, showing the spine here. The Sega logo is bigger. It doesn't have the registered trademark. Now some of them do, but this one doesn't. Outrun. And Phantasy Star. Such an excellent RPG. In my opinion, probably one of the best 8-bit RPGs made. The Phantasy Star logo looks about the same, at least on this version. I know there's probably other versions out there, but with battery backup memory is the re-release. And the spine, you notice the Phantasy Star is a lot bigger. So there you have it. What did you think? Did you learn something new about collecting for US Master System games? Comment below. Do you collect for Master System? What are you looking for? I always love adding Master System games to my collection. I do have a complete US set. I would like to showcase that on a future video. But I don't have many other Master System games from around the world. I'd love to get some of the exclusives. It's hard in the United States, where mostly you just find the same games, or usually games that are only distributed in the United States. I do 2 videos a week, one on Thursdays and one on Sundays. Typically, and occasionally I will upload a video on Tuesdays. I also have a Patreon if you'd like to support me there. For as little as $1 a month, you can get an exclusive video from me. I wanted to say thank you to all the fans around the world for the wonderful comments. It just keeps me going. I love doing this. I was really excited about doing this video. I'm a huge Sega collector. To finally complete it, it's awesome. Thank you so much. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Take care.